Okay, so now we're ready for the next stripe of our top. There isn't really a name for this stitch pattern, I've kind of made it up. So I've called it the granny dot pattern because it's a mix between granny stripe and dots or bobbles or puff stitches, or however you want to term them. For this cowl I'm going to call them dots. So first of all we're going to chain 3, and I've already turned. Now this chain 3 counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to work a dot into the middle of this cluster of 3. So this is our 3 clusters from the previous row. So it's this stitch here that we're aiming to work the dot into. So to do that, you yarn over, and we keep this quite loose, and you insert the hook, yarn over and pull up a loop and pull it a bit higher, and then repeat second time and a third time. And then we're going to yarn over one more time and pull it through all the loops. Then I'm going to chain 1 to close and chain 1. Then we're going to repeat that right across in the center of each 3, so effectively skipping 2 stitches. So let's do that dot again. So yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop. So we should have 7 loops on the 7 loops on the hook. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we yarn over one more time, pull through, single crochet to close, no, a chain to close, sorry, and then another chain. So I'm going to repeat that across. If you ever have trouble with pulling through all the loops, then just hold the bottom of the stitch. I'll show you what I mean by that. So as you yarn over, just kind of hold those tight, and then you shouldn't lose any of the loops off the stitch. If you're anything like me, you get your hair everywhere. So as we come to the end of the row, we're going to do our chain 2, and then we're going to just double crochet in the last stitch. So that is our first row of dots. So for the next row we're going to work a granny stripe effectively. So I'm going to chain 2, I've already turned, and in this first section I'm just going to work 2 double crochet. That chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Again, this is just a slight adjustment to check my stitch count is on track. Then we're just going to work 3 double crochet in each of those chain 2 spaces. Just going to work this all the way across to the end. So that's our first row of granny. So for the rest of the granny dot section, we're just going to repeat these 2 rows. To start the dot rows, I'm going to chain 4, which basically counts as a double crochet and a chain 2. Then what we're going to do is we're going to work the dots in between the granny clusters. So it's slightly different from this row where we work them in the middle. So the dots are going to go above the dots. So that's 1, 2, 3. This first one's a bit fiddly. And then I'll chain 2, so there's our dot. That's our second dot. Just going to work these 1, 2 all the way across. And when we've done this row, we're just going to go back and repeat the granny row and just alternate those 2 till we're done. And there's my finished granny dot section.